Hey y'all, welcome to Culture Cult. I am your host Marie, and this is a show where I'm trying to discover every country in the world and learn about every culture in the world. And I also do that by telling you really crazy stories from that country. But this is a more personal episode. So I am a digital nomad. I run my own podcast production business. And my first year of being a digital nomad, I traveled too fast. I honestly didn't really love it, not gonna lie. I just didn't make a lot of friends. I didn't have routines. And this year I decided to slow down and spend 2 to 3 months per place. And I spent 2 months in Lisbon. So this is a conversation today with my 2 roommates, Andrea and Tom, and about our experiences of what it's like living in Lisbon as a digital nomad. Now, if you don't know, Lisbon's a huge digital nomad hub. I would say that one of the top hubs for digital nomads. It's an incredible place to make friends. So easy as a solo traveler. And today we're going to dive into why I personally don't think you need to pay to do a pub crawl here. It's really accessible for solo travelers. I'm going to give y'all my top digital nomad apps that I think are a given for digital nomads for if you want to have the best time in your travels. I also want to say Lisbon's a very, very safe place as a woman, but there's one spot I want to let y'all be wary of, a woman or guy, honestly, at this point, that one spot to just kind of keep your mind about that I want to share with y'all. I want to give you my best secret co-working spaces, ones you don't have to pay for, and one of them is really surprising when I tell you what it is, that you can actually get in there for free and have an incredible view. And I want to talk about the best restaurants we went to, the best bars, but also my honest tips about Lisbon that maybe people aren't admitting. So with that said, let's get into the conversation with Andrea and Tom, my roommates, and dive into our honest hot tips of Lisbon as a digital nomad. Okay, we're going to start with a fun question.
Oh God.
Fun question. Tell me an embarrassing childhood story.
Ooh,
or is that too long?
You went right for the guts, didn't you?
And I don't want to put this out to the world.
What?
It's really bad.
I'm going to put it out.
Fuck. It's that bad. It's that bad. I don't think I could say. And it's family related as well.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it is. No, it's.
Okay, maybe
I want to, but then it's
putting
out to the world.
No, let's start with the easier question. This is too intense. You're talking about like someone with family. All right, let's start easier question. Let's back up. If you're a cocktail, what kind of cocktail are you? Not what do you like?
Oh, I'm a rum and coke as a person.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sweet, but like you drink too much of me, and you're gonna get fucked up. I will ruin your life.
Well, damn, I didn't know it was like that.
But I'm very sweet.
Okay. Tom, what cocktail describes you?
I mean, I'd probably say it's a whiskey sour. Because there's a part of me that wants to be sophisticated and manly, but then there's a part of me who's a bit of a bitch and and needs to have something that's going to take.
You're not
the
a
sting out of it.
Manhattan.
No. Oh no. I'm not much of a man to swallow that down. But no, I'd say yeah, whiskey sour, because I want to feel elegant and sophisticated and manly, but at the same time I need something to take the sting out. But then it's a bit sour, so it's a bit more to it. But,
okay, that's a good answer.
I think it's because he has a mischievous side. Like that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I'd take that. A mischievous side would be good. Yeah. I mean, like I look like a schoolboy, good boy, and then I open my mouth, and I think you quickly realise that I'm actually a little degenerate.
So we're now going to get into our list, because I wrote the list. Yeah. So first things first, I want to talk about how, and this is not news to anyone if you're a digital nomad, but this is an incredible digital nomad spot. Like, it's stupid easy to make friends. There's a lot of meetups. We met our friend Amy at a meetup. There's a Thursday night meetup.
Yeah, so I've been to other cities in the past, and sure, there's the odd thing here and there, but it's nowhere near on the level that it is here.
Yeah, you kind of see the same people over and over, which is nice.
You do like your rounds of like these meetups, like on the meetup app, and you will run into the same people in Lisbon at least once or twice. And I think that's when you can start to make connections, because when you're just a traveler passing through like hostels and just going through all the big like monuments and things like that, it's very likely you won't see these people again. And it's very like fast friendships. It's hard to make those deep connections. But if you go to these meetups, you tend to see the same people over and over again. Like, it's a lot deeper connection. Usually after the meetup, people go and get drinks together if they made a connection or a vibe. And And after that, it's just like one thing leads to another. Like people end up in relationships and like and like going out on dates or becoming a great friend group, like how it was for us.
Yeah. Okay, I want to put y'all on an app. It is called Time Left. You can find them on Instagram, and it's an app you can download on your phone. And this app is such a game changer as a solo traveler. So essentially, you download this app, and you're going to have a mystery dinner with 10 random strangers from all over the world. And you take a personality test. They ask you about your horoscope. I think that's bullshit, but whatever. They ask you about your horoscope, and they're going to pair you up. And you're going to have dinner with 10 random strangers from around the world. I've had dinner with people from Belarus, from Colombia, from Brazil, from England, India. I've had dinner with all kinds of people from all over the world. And so you have a mystery dinner. They don't tell you the restaurant till the day of. They don't tell you about the people, where the countries you're going to be dining with till the day of. You go to have dinner with these people. And it's just a fantastic way to meet people from around the world. And also, even you can meet someone special. I actually met a really, really awesome guy the first time I did Time Left. And so that was really a good deal. So it's kind of like you can have it as a dating app without that pressure of a dating app. Because essentially you're going out to dinner with 10 random strangers. And after dinner, they point you to a bar where you go and meet everyone else in the city that's on a Time Left dinner. So even if your dinner was kind of mid, I did have some dinners where I feel like I didn't connect with people, and that's fine. And then I went to the bar after where they direct us, and I met people there. So it's just a fantastic way to meet people while traveling. If you're listening to this podcast, you're interested in different cultures. That's what this whole podcast is about. It's about learning about different cultures, learning about people who are different from you and how similar we can all be at the same time. So imagine that experience, but you get to go to dinner with people. It's so fantastic. It's every Wednesday. It's in cities all around the world. I'm about to go do it in Bali. I did it in Lisbon. It's even in America, which is refreshing. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend the app Time Left.
Time Left definitely is worth it because I'm not a big dating app guy. I'd much rather have kind of informal, impromptu
same
meetings with strangers. And you don't know who you're going to get, and that's the fun of it. You can end up with some amazing people. You can end up with some absolute duds.
Yeah, I had a couple of those.
Yeah, and then you can kind of just realize, okay, fuck this person. I'm not asked about them. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to be polite.
Yeah.
But I don't have to talk to them and get to know them after it. There's no like pressure on it. But yeah, you can meet people. I mean,
you go to the bar afterwards. Yeah. So even if your group sucks, you can all go to the bar after and meet everyone's group.
Yeah.
Which is really good. You're meeting people from all over the world. And even if you're not like become friends with them, just how like you're listening to this podcast, you like to learn about other cultures. So yeah, I met like a guy from Belarus. We had very opposite personalities, but it was super interesting to meet someone from a very colder environment. And it's just cool to meet people from different countries and learn about how they grew up. And so even at the bare minimum, that's like such an experience. And
it's good because like obviously when you're on a dating app, if your intent on a dating app is obviously very clear because you want to hook up with someone, but the Time Left is that you've seen them at a very vulnerable place.
Yeah.
Like eating a meal with people that you've just met has a level of vulnerability. Not to be too forward, but it's like after sex. There's a level of vulnerability where even if you have a one night stand, it's like, okay, we've done it. Now what? And then you find out who that person really is.
Yeah.
So I think it's like that with
But
a meal.
if you don't want to just have sex with a stranger, you could just do Time Left. Okay, speaking of sex with strangers, let's talk about bars. So I would say my tip for going out here is that you don't need to do a bar crawl.
No.
So Barrio Alto is a part of Lisbon, and it's just one massive fucking bar street. Like it's just like you can just hop, and everyone drinks outside the bar, so you can make friends while you're going into the bar. I just feel like, in my opinion, do y'all agree that like you do not need to pay for a pub crawl here?
Yeah, I mean, pub crawls I think for me have been like the number one way I've met people while traveling, but I have not felt the need to do one in Lisbon because it's like it's very clear. You just get to Barrio Alto, you just walk down the street, and you end up in one of these bars, and like you'll meet somebody who's like friendly and like wanting to talk or like wanting to dance or whatever. You don't need to do the bar crawl unless it's free. Then why the fuck not? But
you also get free shots at all these bars too. They want you.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have like promoters outside the door, and especially if you're a pretty girl, for all my pretty girls out there,
or ugly girls.
Hey,
Well, exclude Andrea.
Okay.
All my ugly girls out there, raise your hand.
But But all I'm saying is like they're gonna offer you, like the promoters are gonna offer you free shots to come into their bars, anyways. Yep. And I think I've hopped around quite a few times and gotten like 3 or 4 shots, and I'm a lightweight, so for me that was like more than enough, and I didn't really have to pay much for drinks.
I feel like you just need to walk there and just see where the night happens. You don't need to plan. You don't need to look at the review. Just get to the fucking Bar Alto. Yeah, all the bars there are fun. And I also want to suggest, I really like Gillen's Irish Bar on Pink Street because they've like one of my favorite nights was in Gillen's, and it has really good live music. At least the night that I went, it was fucking lit. It was seriously lit.
Yeah, honestly, if dancing is not your thing, because not all the bars in Barrio Alto are dancey, but the particular one we go to a lot was. But Pink Street is also another big bar area, and that I've never liked personally like Irish pubs because it's just like for me, I like to dance. And they never put on dancing music, but the live music there was so good. But like all these bars, they have events like basically every day of the week. And then either there'll be like a sports day and like everybody goes to this pub to watch a match, or there'll be karaoke, or there'll be a live band. Like it alternates. You just got to look at like, I guess their website or their social media. But those are the two that we enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, we like Gillen's. Gillen's is good. And there's that Irish bar on Barrio Alto.
Fuck Cheers. That's what it's called. Fuck Cheers.
It's called Fuck Cheers?
No, it's called Cheers. But
you don't like
Cheers.
it?
It's not that I don't like. I don't know. I just had weird experiences in there because it's like it's an Irish bar, but then they put a TV screen for karaoke.
I like
one
that.
side. No, I like that usually, but they put it in one side of the building. There's not multiple ones, so everyone just crams in like sardines.
That's so true. And then someone farted so bad.
I'm looking at you, Marie.
And then when we left, they closed the fucking doors on everyone and locked everyone in.
Yeah, they do a lock-in.
Fart.
Like, they do a lock-in.
They hotbox. I mean, it was the nasty. Whoever did that, screw you. Okay, next I'm going to talk about Alfama because that's where we stay.
Alfama.
And I think it's a very, like if you were to go on Pinterest right now, our apartment would probably just show up. Because we're in it. We're in it. And I would like to think it's a very beautiful area, but it is very much the Times Square of Lisbon. But it's beautiful.
And I feel like where our apartment was, or where yours and where mine was, is that it is very much on the main road. So you are going to have to deal with a bit more bullshit than usual. But when I moved into my second apartment, when you move up the road, I
love that area.
Slightly out of the way, it completely changes.
Just keep going up the hill. Like if you're in Alfama, keep going up the hill, and it's a great vibe. It's actually like a neighborhood vibe.
It is, and I know straight away that this is actually just a Portuguese neighborhood where people who lived here for decades and generations, and there's no tourists there. No, it's literally so funny
because it's actually literally just down the hill. But people don't think to keep going.
No.
So they really just concentrate in the middle of Alfama.
Yeah.
But if they just go up the hill a little bit, it's actually a beautiful neighborhood, and that's where all the vista points are. So just maybe that's the advice. Keep going up the hill. Like don't just settle.
And that top one is like a good tip is the secret garden.
Oh, so that's near yours.
Alex.
Secret Garden Alex is a good viewpoint, and it's a little cafe kind of tucked into the hill. Yeah.
That's good. But also as well, like when you go slightly outside of like the touristy spots, you can get stuff for cheap. Like you can get like food for cheap. Like you can go to butchers for cheap. I have a habit now. Every morning I'll go to this cafe and I'll have an espresso there on the spot, and then while I'm waiting for him to package up my pastry, I walk away with an espresso and a pastry, and it's €1.80.
Oh, that's good.
Like insanely good. Insanely good. Just up the hill. Literally just up the hill.
Go up the hill.
Yeah,
keep going up the hill.
Go up the hill.
That being said, wear comfortable shoes in Lisbon because the hills are no joke. It's very much a very hilly city, and they have like these beautiful little like tile cobble streets, but I feel like because they've been walked on so much, they become slippery. There is no grip.
No.
Sometimes they kind of like fall out of place, so there's like a little mini hole in the sidewalk. And even with comfortable sneakers, I still have almost ate shit a couple times, like walking up and down these hills because it's slippery.
Yeah, y'all don't wear sandals here. You'll regret.
Yeah, don't do the sandals. Sometimes these streets can be very dirty, and like you don't want that. You don't want that. You want shoes with grip.
Good grip.
And if I were you, I would train on the Stairmaster for a good 2 weeks before actually coming to Lisbon, because that's what it felt like. At least if
you're going to live in Alfama, fuck.
Yeah, at least if you're in Alfama. There is one neighborhood I have found, like Rocio, which is very flat. But it's only flat because there was a huge earthquake here.
It looks like they took it out.
And they took it out. And instead of rebuilding on these hilly parts, I don't know why they decided to just flatten it up. Yeah. And it's also kind of a touristic space. But like that is probably one of the few places in this city that you'll find is fairly flat. Everywhere else, it's like hills.
Yeah. Also, speaking of hills, just an area to be aware of is Martin Monez. I think it's, if you're a girl, it's sketch as fuck. And so it's at the bottom of Alfama. And it's also happens to be in the center of the whole city. So if you want to go Barrio Alto to Alfama or Alfama to Barrio Alto, you're going to have to pass through Martin Monez.
Yeah. Okay. Tips to the girlies, because it's different for us when we're traveling alone. Every big city is going to have these neighborhoods. So I wouldn't like let that deter you from like coming to Lisbon or coming to any big city. But it's good to listen to podcasts like these where like other girls tell you like this is a neighborhood you want to avoid if it's past 8 a.m. walking alone at night. And plus like
hell, even during the day it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there all day sitting there. But you'll be fine. Like you'll be fine. I'm just letting you know, like just it's called Martin Monez.
So yeah, watch out, girlies. If anything, Bolts are super cheap here.
Oh, Bolt is cheap.
Bolt is like Uber here, but Bolt is cheaper and more commonly used here in Portugal. So just take a Bolt.
Or also another tip, Bolts are really cheap, but then sometimes Uber can be even cheaper.
Oh, really?
Because they're both competing with one another. So you can like get it on the day. And if you just do a quick comparison, you can sometimes save yourself like €5.
Okay.
So definitely.
And the Metro's good too. We took
Metro's really good as well, yeah. You can get crammed, especially if like a game's on, like Sporting or Benfica. But
wait, do you want to talk about your soccer experience? So we're sporting fans over here.
Yeah. So Vasco, who Marie met at Time Left, ended up being obviously a friend of the group. So yeah, we went to Sporting. Vasco's obviously a Sporting fan. And I fell in love with the place because one of the songs that I think it's quite common, but a lot of people's favourite song as a family, especially when it comes to like depressing funeral songs, is My Way by Frank Sinatra. And their opening song, just like you'd have at Liverpool, is You'll Never Walk Alone, or even at Celtic, You'll Never Walk Alone. Over here, they have a Portuguese rendition of My Way by Frank Sinatra, and shit, that really hit home because I was like, not only am I trying to obviously test out the place, and obviously when I come here, I want to have a team to support. So I was like, right, okay, when it comes to picking my team. And then as soon as I heard that, I was like, shit, I had goosebumps. I nudged Vasco and said, fucking hell, this is crazy. And put it to my arm, and it was literally, hairs were standing on my arms. It was crazy. And then I felt a connection with the club. So yeah, go Sporting.
Go Sporting.
Like none of us are Portuguese, but we feel so strongly about this.
Yeah, you suck, Benfica. No idea why, but you do. So the other thing I want to mention is the party boat. I think that's a real suggestion. You got to do the party boat. Okay. Even if you're here for 2 days, bitch, get on the boat.
Yeah, and that's not even like, I think on any of these like get your guy like tours of Lisbon. It's not. But it's so fun. Get on the party boat. It's a boat that takes you down the river
like 4 times. Like you just go back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100% agree. Because like it is the best way to see the city. And like as soon as the boat gets going, the music starts playing. You get a few drinks in you. It's all good. But a top tip is obviously first of all book it because it sells out pretty quickly. Not pretty quickly, but it sells out
a week ahead. I would say.
Yeah, a week ahead. Yeah. When you go, the bar gets really full. Because obviously I'd say like 200 people on the boat, and the bar's only so big. A tip that I never thought I'd be saying because it just seems weird to say, but just get a bottle of vodka, get a full bottle of vodka for €100. It ends up being way cheaper.
Yeah, I actually wish I listened to that because I drank a lot of vodka the whole time, like over and over. Because you're on there for like 4 hours.
And that 4 hours, like you're gonna drink a lot.
Yes, you will.
Because it's a party at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, when I first saw my mate, like we sent him off for 3 beers and then he came back with a fucking bottle of body and we were like, what the fuck are you doing, you freak? Like we're English and we drink a lot, but still. And then we realised in about like an hour's time, half the bottle was gone. We were like, okay, yeah, this is actually probably going to do us pretty well. So yeah, that's the top tip. But first of all, just book it because you're going to see Lisbon in a completely different perspective.
Beautiful view.
You're going to go under the 25th April bridge and you're just going to see a part of Lisbon that you never think you'd see because you're seeing it from the outward in instead of the inward out, which is beautiful. And also like fun being on a boat.
So fun. And the DJ's really good. And I would say like it starts off, everyone's like all innocent. Everyone's like, hi, how are you? And by the night, fucking couples are getting together. People are making out. Everyone's on the fucking table. Everyone's on the fucking table.
On our particular boat ride, there was like 4 different bachelorette parties at the boat. It was wild. And also, another tip. Go around sunset time. You're gonna get a great view of the bridge, the sunset on the river. Everybody's partying, having fun. I feel like that's the best time to go.
Yeah.
I also noticed the ticket prices around sunset time were slightly higher than the other times, but I think it's worth it. I think it's a great time.
Yeah, that's a huge suggestion. Okay, so then let's talk about co-working places.
Yes.
So my suggestion, if you're just anywhere around the city, go to Copenhagen Cafe. Some of them are kind of small and they don't have outlets, and some of them are huge and super nice. And it's just kind of like the Starbucks here, except we don't support Starbucks. Free Palestine. You're going to go to Copenhagen Cafe.
And another little tip I want to throw in there: their raspberry, cinnamon bun. God, it is like a taste of heaven in your mouth.
Really? Get their bread every week, so the bread's really good.
Oh yeah, she gets a whole loaf of like sourdough bread from Copenhagen Cafe, and like she lives off of that. Yeah. That and eggs. This is why I'm so happy I came into your life, guys. I came in. It's like my poor unnurtured children.
All I've had is eggs and bread today too. I will get better. Okay, so the Selena Rooftop Hostel. Just fucking walk up there. No one's going to stop you.
If anyone doesn't know this, Selena is a big hostel chain all around the world. And it's especially popular among digital nomads. I've been to a few around the world. Some are nicer than others, but usually every single one will have either a restaurant and a co-working space. It can be a little pricey, but if you are a digital nomad and you need to have a good balance of party and work time, I think Selena's are really great for that. The particular one that is here in Lisbon has a co-work that you can go into. You do have to pay for it. I snuck in.
It looks like you can sneak into the pool real if you were confident.
Yeah. Last year that I was here,
very easy to sneak into.
I snuck into the Selena. I wasn't even staying in it. But this year I did actually stay in it. And there's a pool, there's a co-work, there's a rooftop restaurant and bar that ends up having like these beautiful events. I think last week they had like a sunset DJ party, and like it was great. It was great. I think Selena's are a really fun time. You always meet people, and they always have activities going on. They always have a happy hour, activities to get everyone together. So I think it's a good balance of both party and work. So I have fun going there during the daytime to co-work.
There's outlets on the roof.
Yeah, there's outlets on the rooftop. So like, because that's been the biggest struggle, I think, as a nomad. Like you go into all these cafes and you don't have an outlet.
But also, like, can we pause? Because there's nothing more embarrassing than like going to a cafe and looking for an outlet. So I always like pretend I'm not, but they know I'm looking for an outlet. Yeah. I'm always just like, wow, the walls.
Whoa,
wow,
the art.
Oh
my
Look
God.
at that. And it's so embarrassing because like I hate that I'm looking for an outlet.
Yeah, but you know what?
Outlet
the struggle is real. Like you don't want to sit working in your apartment or like your hostel all day. Like you want to go out and about. And I think there's a lot of spots in Lisbon that maybe aren't built as a co-work, but they can be a co-work. And then there's also dedicated co-work spots where you like, and
I'm
like,
sure they're nice.
Yeah, they're nice, but like,
or you can sneak into Selena and go use their outlets and have an amazing view.
Don't come for us, Selena.
They don't listen.
Yeah, but that sounds like you said about these co-working spaces. Like if you can sneak in, amazing, but to pay to work seems like bullshit.
You're right. That is. I will suggest it's a little secret one, and I love this fucking place. I love this place. It's called Homies. It's a little bit out of the way, but it is a good little co-working spot. It has a bar. You can actually drink all day if you want, and then there's outlets, and then they have $1 espressos, €3 smoothies. Wow. Homies is really good. So, but they do just kind of open when they want to fucking open. I will give them that. It's a very local spot. So if you get down there and it's closed, don't yell at me. Hot tips, honest tips for Portugal. I'll start with one. I'll say, I don't feel like Lisbon's Portuguese. I think Lisbon is meant for expats, digital nomads, and Brits. Yeah. I don't think I really understand Portugal living here. I think it's literally it's a new generation to the city, and it's an incredible situation if you benefit from it, but I think if you don't benefit from it, you're fucked, which is aka if you're Portuguese living in Portugal, you're gonna have a horrible rent. No one's gonna speak your own language. This is the cons, but it's just also the reality.
Yeah, this is the cons of digital nomadism, I would say. If you come to Lisbon, basically everyone in the city will be able to speak English. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I don't think every part in Portugal is like that, because I've been to other parts that are very, very like small towns, country, and like they don't speak English. But for the most part, you'll be fine in Lisbon with just English. But I do feel bad because I know it's become kind of a problem. I know for anyone who doesn't know, Portugal has a digital nomad visa, and it opened up their doors to the world. And a lot of digital nomads have come here, and rents have gone up, and a lot of Portuguese people have been priced out of Lisbon area because this is like the most popular place to be. So that is unfortunate. Personally, I don't even know what to do to solve that problem. I know tourism brings in a lot of money, but digital nomadism inflates housing prices. So like it's like a good and a bad, because we do come and they do depend a lot on tourism.
We will spend money.
We will spend the money. But in terms of housing, we have caused a little bit of like inflation in rental prices. So that is, I guess, a con. It's not as cheap as the rest of Portugal, because I've been to the north, I've been to the south, and like honestly, sometimes in some places in the north, I've gotten foods, rentals, cafes, everything, you name it, for half of what I pay here in Lisbon.
Easily.
But if you do want to still experience Lisbon but still not pay those inflated prices, you can just live, I don't know, like half an hour train out of the city, and then you can have what it should be. But you know what it was maybe 10 years ago, maybe even less than that, 5 years ago.
Just for perspective, what I'm talking about, and I'm sorry, Fashka, if you're listening, I'm messing up the numbers a bit, but what I remember him saying is that he works at a bank, and he said there's been people that work there for like 20 something years, and they're making only like $1,400 a month. If you look for one bedroom here, it's $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
So that's the perspective of how, I mean, the inflation's actually fucking insane. So when you talk to Portuguese people, they're having to live with a bunch of strangers or random people, and like, you know, like we're like bolts are cheap. It's not cheap.
A lot of family members. You'll find those 3 generations living in the same house a lot of the time. Yeah.
So it's just something to be aware of. And again, like, we didn't create this problem, but
no,
how can you not? I don't know. I just want to be aware of like the situation. So that's the hot take with Portugal. It's not really, Lisbon's not really Portugal. I feel like Lisbon is a playground for expats or digital nomads.
But one thing to note is it's not all doom and gloom. It's like, obviously people come here to work here and have a better quality of life here, like I'm doing. I'm going to be one of those people who's somewhat being added, you know, I'm a problem to the cause. But there's also a lot of benefits, like Marie said, that you add to the economy. But also, if you kind of take it from their perspective, we're adding to the economy, that's all well and good. You can live further out and have more of a normal life.
It's just something to be aware of.
Yes, that's it. It's something to be aware of.
I'm not saying like come here with shame on your back.
No, 100% don't come here with shame, like, at all, because you're so me welcome, and you still meet a lot of like Portuguese people who are still very much happy for you to be here.
Yeah,
and they're all super welcome and super nice. But it is obviously a problem, and the reason why it's bad is that I just personally think that the Portuguese government didn't handle it well. It's like the same thing happened in Austria, in Vienna. The same thing happened over there, where it's not like you had a massive influx of nomads that were fucking up like the housing market, but they quickly realised that they'd sold a lot of housing to private owners, and they knew that the rent was going to go up, so they foresee it. Like, they literally foresee it. So they basically, what they did is they bought back a load of apartment blocks, like a load of housing, and then kept it at a standard rate. And you rent it from the government. You don't rent it from a landlord. You rent it directly from the government.
And it stays the same.
And it stays the same, regardless how much you earn, where you are. And that's in Vienna, yeah. So they solved the issue. So,
okay, Portuguese government officials, if you're listening.
It's too late now.
Oh.
The damage has been done.
Oh.
It cripple everything if you were to try and buy it back. But, but yeah, that's what they should have done. So fuck the government.
That is literally the solution. But no, I will say I do have a very amazing Portuguese friend, and she opened up her home to me. Her grandparents live in the north, in Aveiro, actually. And when I tell you, like, I've been complaining about the government is universal, and I was listening to their complaints, because these people have lived in Portugal all their life, then went to Venezuela, and then came back. And so they had a lot to say about the whole situation here. And I think the Portuguese government, from what I understood from their comments, is basically they were doing a kind of a cash grab, and they wanted to welcome all these rich foreigners in to like collect all the visa fees, because these visa fees aren't exactly, cheap. Maybe for us foreigners it is, but for the Portuguese government it is a lot. And wages and pensions all stayed the same, so they benefited, but it didn't actually go to the people, which was a bit sad. And it's kind of what you tend to see a lot. The same situation happened in like Latin American countries, so I could relate. And honestly, I don't have the solutions. All I gotta say is just like the government is the entity that welcomed all these people, and they had like this very super beneficial tax code for a lot of foreigners to come in. They just ended it because I think they took in way more than they could handle. They just, like literally, I think last year was like when they stopped taking applications. But like Tom said, the damage has been done. There's already a lot of people that have migrated here. And now it's just a question of like whether they're going to assimilate or not. Because I have met several people at these digital nomad meetups who have lived in Lisbon for a year or more and don't know a lick of Portuguese still, which I think is a shame.
That's what you don't need to do. So like you can't solve the problem, but you can be a part of the solution and just learn Portuguese. I say this, but I haven't learned any Portuguese, but learn it.
But we've been here for what, 1 month or two?
Also, Vasco said my Portuguese is a 6 out of 100. So I think it's a very hard language. It's a beautiful language, and I think it's hot. I think it's a very hot language, but I think I can't figure it out. But if you just try.
But definitely learn the language. I'm going to learn it 100% when I come back. But then we were talking about like trying to help the problem that's already happened is go to local stores. It's like any country or any economy. Make it as local as possible. Where you can, go to a local business. Don't rely on chains. Sure, you might save a bit, but it's probably not worth ruining people's livelihoods at the expense of saving a few cents. So, and then also try and rent off people who are actually from Portugal. There's a lot of people out there who have done what people you'd expect to do. It's capitalism, but they've bought flats when they don't even live in the country, and then they rent it out. But all you can do if you do come here is buy local and try and rent local.
And try to learn a little Portuguese.
But I know, I think, like you said, Andrea, like, come back, have some proper lessons.
Yeah, because I think we just drank here, and I actually bought Babbel, so I should be learning Portuguese, but we just drank a lot. So if I were to actually live here, no, I would go and pay to take lessons because I need a teacher. Yeah. I think the apps aren't working for me.
Can we talk about that for a second? The drinking culture here.
Yeah, you gonna party, y'all.
Pray for our livers, because after Lisbon,
no one told me. No. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna drink a lot.
It is a drinking culture. No, it's not necessarily a drinking culture. It's just nice to drink here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the views are great.
The views are great.
So many bars.
It's sun. Like I don't know. There's a vibe about it.
Yeah.
And then when you have one, you're like, I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
And then before you know it,
you're at Bar Alto.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you fucking twerk into reggaeton. Like.
And then you go home at 6 a.m. and you're like, not again. Yeah, not again. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. And then you wake up. Yeah. And you got work.
Tuesday.
And you do fuck all at work.
Literally, my past few days, I waking up at midday and I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And everyone's like, okay, we're going out at 4. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. I haven't worked. Yeah. Just kidding, clients. I work so hard. I do. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about is we'll end on restaurants and then we'll just kind of end there. But obviously, we mentioned Yak and Yeti, but you went to a really, really good ramen spot. Do you want to shout that out? Yeah, so I went to one, Aikio. I'm really butchering that. I saw that pinned on a wall, and that was nice because it's named after a dog in Japan. Hachiko, that's it. Hachiko, yeah. It was named after a dog that stayed for its owner when the owner died, and it never came back, and it stayed there for years and years and years. Damn.
Yeah, and there's a statue in Japan. Yeah. So that was good. But there's a place called Panda Cantina. But Panda Cantina is really good, and there's a few of them around the city. So you think, automatically you think in your head like, oh, that's gonna be bad, like, because it's more of a chain thing, but it's not. It's really good. And the reason why I went there is because I was like, right, I want to follow Anthony Bourdain's hangover cure. Like, we'd been to a festival the night before, which was really fucking good.
So good.
So fucking good.
Oh wow.
So good.
Rama.
I can never say Calamora.
Yeah, we saw Jungle.
So Jungle.
That's a good one.
Panda Cantina is really good. So I was very much following Auntie Bourdain's kind of go-to, which was wake up, have a joint, have a Coke, go and get some spicy Szechuan food. And it's not Szechuan, but it has very much Szechuan flavors about it. And it's spicy, so it gets the blood flowing.
I love that.
And that was really good.
I was going to shout out our local wine bar that we like.
Oh, I love that wine bar.
So I found the name. It's called
really good wine.
Graca do Vino. So I'm sorry. I
bread.
apologize ahead of time for my horrible Portuguese.
And it's run by Italians. Everyone in there is Italian.
Really? Because it was a Portuguese name, but like everybody there was Italian.
It makes sense because it's wine. They're like, no, we'll take over this.
Yeah. So a great, cute little like low key wine bar.
I love it.
With a lot of great cheese boards. Like you don't necessarily go there to like have a full meal, but like for a glass of wine and a cheese board, you're gonna have a great time here.
And right next to it is the place you just take a bunch of shots, and that's the guy that you like.
Yeah,
Tom.
right next to it, there's a degenerate bar if you want to go.
Yeah, you can have best of both worlds right next to each other.
But I will say, in terms of food, my favorite place we've gone to. Well, actually, no,
the Peruvian.
In Peruvian because I'm biased. I'm Peruvian.
Yeah.
It's called Choclo Ceviche.
Choclo Ceviche.
Choclo Ceviche. If you haven't had Peruvian food,
get your ass there.
Get your ass there. Peruvian food is amazing.
So good.
Honestly, it knocked my dick off. It really did. It really fucking did. Because like I know I like ceviche, but I never had Peruvian ceviche, and I could tell there was a difference, and it was just so fucking good, so good.
It's a tiny little restaurant.
Restaurant, and it's in Barrio Alto, so you can quickly have your ceviche and fly out and get at it on the tequilas very quickly.
The food's so good. The pisco sours are good.
Pisco sours
There's
are
a good viewpoint near it too that we walked to.
Yeah. Okay. So earlier I said I was a pisco sour drink.
Yeah.
That was what described my personality. Go and have a pisco sour anytime you go to a Peruvian restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, the food was so good.
I went to a Mexican restaurant called Trinca, which is amazing. Definitely recommend that. It's Trinca. The peach, I mean, the menu changes all the time, but the peach salad was insanely good.
Ooh.
It was like charred peaches over a grill, but it was so good.
Ooh.
But I'm probably going to jump the gun when I say this.
Yak and Yeti.
Yak and Yeti.
Yak and Yeti.
Yeah, Yak and Yeti was perfect.
Yak City, bitch.
I mean, it was on my list prior to coming here because I was looking at Alfama places in the area, so I didn't have to travel far. And it was on there, and like it looks like a bit of a dive bar, but amazing.
Oh my God, it's a bright red Christmas colored restaurant.
Yeah, it genuinely is like Christmas in there. Yeah,
it's screaming Christmas.
They have a lot of Nepalese restaurants, especially in Alfama, because that's where like a lot of people where they immigrated over here. That's where they're based. But it's so fucking good because it's like Chinese Indian food, and that sounds so fucking weird. But when you have it, it's so fucking good.
It's like
makes sense
for your soul.
geographically. Oh, geographically makes way sense, but it's fucking good. It'll blow your cock off again.
Because it's like North Indian food mixed with Chinese food, so you'll find like a little bits of both cultures in the food.
God,
like if you ever have a chance to go to Nepal, just know that their cuisine is amazing.
Yeah, I this has actually jumped to one of my top cuisines. Like after eating there, like I remember that first time I had it, I was like, whoa,
yeah, what the fuck? What's going on?
You gotta have a beer. Like you gotta have a crisp
if you can have curry in general, you have to have a beer.
The food is like it fills your fucking soul. And we ate our hearts out every time, and we're only spending like $20.
I mean, we went last night. We had fucking loads.
So
when you go to Yak and Yeti and you get the chili momos,
that's
on another level. That's on another level because it's not just the momos, which are like normal dumplings with a dipping sauce. It's dumplings fried with the peppers, the bell peppers and the onions. Oh,
should we go like right now after this? I'm literally hungry again.
I would actually go. We could
100%.
I could just like record on my own and be like, guys, that was so good. We just take it there. We bring the mics. We're like, this is so, they're like, leave. You've been here too many times. For me, it's the hospitality. Like last night we went in, we were just talking outside.
We were drinking.
We came in with half bottles of wine in our own fucking
little plastic
cups from the festival, and we just sat it down. And they were like, yeah, you can have that. And then they gave us free shots because they love us. And then when it was my birthday, they wrapped up a bottle of wine that we're drinking right now. Wrapped up.
Really nice.
They wrapped it up. And then they were playing like the most ratchet birthday music on the fucking radio for me.
Yeah, no, it was super cute.
Like, I didn't ask them to do that. Like, it was just, and I just love the owner because usually when you say, like, when you offer people, do you want cake? People are like, no, it's okay. And he was like, yes.
Yes, give me the cake.
And I was like, I love you. I hate people who are like too polite. I'm like, you want cake? I know you want cake, and you wanted the cake.
Yeah, we shared your birthday cake with the owners.
That
was so nice.
It's because Marjan, shout out to Marjan, you got me a birthday cake. Thank you. So just it's not even just like the food. Like if you want to feel like at home, even though you're not from that culture, it doesn't matter. Like if you want to feel like at home in a city, go there, get the chili momos, get the fucking cheese naan, get the fucking prawn curry, get the crazy wings. Just get the whole menu. You will not break the bank, and then like just engage with the lovely people there. They're so sweet. They're so sweet.
This is one thing I love about slow traveling is that you get to have a favorite coffee shop, a favorite restaurant. You get to know the guy across the market. I think that's so beautiful because I think when you're hopping around so fast from place to place, you don't get to have that.
No.
Versus like when you are here for a month or two, it's almost like you're doing like a trial run or a subscription, like a free trial,
a 3-month subscription.
You're doing a free trial of Portugal, and you get to know the people around your area, and you find out that people are actually really awesome. And there is a lot of immigrants and expats here, whatever you want to call them, and they're kind of on the same boat as you. And it's really beautiful to just get to know their stories, their business, support them locally, like. That's why I love Lisbon. Like I said,
love Lisbon.
It snuck up on me. I didn't want to love
sneaky.
it. But he's a sneaky hoe.
Sneaky hoe. He is, but he's a good guy.
He is a good guy. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He'll treat you right.
You could marry Lisbon.
Yeah, you could.
You fuck New York, you marry Lisbon.
Oh yeah, and I'm what 28. I fucked around, and now I'm ready to settle and. That's why it's here.
I'm still fucking around.
No, you should fuck around.
I'm still fucking countries
right now. If I could
right
fuck
now.
around like you, I'd fuck around like that.
Right now, I'm going to go fuck Thailand, and I'm going to fuck Indonesia, and then I'm probably fuck and date Australia.
In the ass.
And then we're going to fuck Mexico. And then we'll come back and be like, Lisbon was always the good guy. And then New York's like, come fuck me. And I'm like, I can't afford you. And that's my life.
That's a midlife crisis move.
It really, New York is... okay, so we're going to go eat Yak and Yeti. But let's end on one word quickly. What is Lisbon? Go.
Whirlwind. It was a whirlwind.
Okay.
Cock on the block.
Wow. Oh no.
And that wasn't one word. I know that wasn't one word, but it was a vibe. It was a feeling.
Mine's lame because I'm thinking like words that came to my brain. It's friends and yellow.
Yeah, yellow jumper.
Everything's yellow here in my head.
Marie yellow jumper.
Everything that came to me was yellow. All the things that came to me, and I think of the world in colors, and I think of places and people in colors. And Lisbon's is a pale yellow, and all the colors I kept picking up were yellow. So friends in yellow.
Life experiences.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Let's go get
good relationships.
Let's go get Yak and Yeti.
And Yak and Yeti. Yeah, the momos. Chili momos.
Okay, peace out. Come to Lisbon. Okay, this was such a special episode with Tom and Andrea to do with, and also this was my first place I actually sat and settled somewhere and really got to create a community. And if you've been following my story for a long time, I haven't felt a community, not since I've lived in California. And this was the first place where I really created a community, but it was abroad. I was walking into bars and I knew people. I was walking past people I knew on the street. I had my favorite coffee shops. I had my favorite restaurant, shout out Yak and Yeti. I had incredible friends that we were having dinners over with. And I can't tell you how good that felt, because ever since I left California, I've felt very, very sad. And Lisbon was the first time where I was like, oh, I can have this again. And Lisbon's just such an easy city to create community. So I feel like if you're also a traveler and you've been missing that community, I say spend some time here in Lisbon. Spend some time here. It's not as cheap as people say it is, but you can find cheap spots. I think it's been quite blown up now. I don't think it's a cheap destination anymore, but you can still live really well here. I'm going to have in the show notes more details of like all the places we talked about and other places we didn't even mention. If you want to look at the show notes of the best restaurants, co-working spaces, best bars, beaches, something I really, really want to shout out is my favorite beach and my favorite beach bar. The beach bar scene here is fantastic. It feels like you're in like Bali or LA. Like it just all of a sudden like you're in this like very groovy kind of bougie beach bars where people are surfing and everything. My favorite, there's a bunch of beach bars, by the way, you can't really go wrong, but my favorite beach bar is called Irmao, Irmao. And it's such a vibe. They always have a DJ all day. Sometimes they have live music. They have fantastic pizza and cocktails that you can just take to the beach with you. So what I do, my little secret, I don't buy a beach bed. I don't hang out at the beach club. I sit in front of it and just buy drinks there and buy pizza there all day. And at the night, I always go in to see the live music. They also have really nice bathrooms. That's important. I love Irmao. That was my weekend Sunday tradition. IRMAO. But there's a bunch of other beach clubs. I think that's something that people really don't talk about with Lisbon. They also have a lot of DJ shows out there and club scenes out there on the beaches at night. So that's really, really fun. That's a really good tip, is to go to the beach clubs and just feel bougie for the day. But you don't have to pay for a beach bed. You can just sit in front of it and take the drinks and have a good time. Another really good mention, this is for all digital nomads. Get yourself ClassPass. I will leave a link in the show notes for a referral link. I'm not just mentioning it because I have a nice referral. I think traveling and keeping fit is so difficult until I found ClassPass. So ClassPass is an app where in any major city around the world, you can just pop into gyms. You could have yoga one day, Muay Thai boxing the next day, meditation class the next day after that. Like, you can get your nails done. You can get massages. I pay the $80 a month, but I can go to all these different gyms around the city. So I think it's really good if you get bored easily and you just don't want to just do the gym all the time. You can just pop into all these different separate gyms and you get points, and you can use those points. So my favorite gym, I only use 3 points. Now in cities like New York and LA, a class could be up to 11 points. So you really want to see, like, is it worth it in that city? But usually it's worth it. I highly, highly recommend ClassPass. I got my eyebrows done, my nails done, and massages all the time in Lisbon for way cheaper, on top of still going to work out. I worked at Amplify Fitness in Lisbon. Shout out to that place. It's a really nice small gym. The trainer's fantastic. So ClassPass is really, really good while you're traveling. If you still want to work out, maybe get your nails done and get a massage and just stay in your routine. It's flexible. You can cancel it. There was no ClassPass here in Thailand, so I canceled it. I'm going to be in Bali. I'm going to start it back up because I found there was a really fun boxing gym next to me and a yoga studio also. So ClassPass. I'll leave the referral link in the show notes if you want to use my link, but in general, I highly recommend it. I also want to shout out a really special place in Lisbon if you're into yoga and meditation. Some of the best yoga classes I've ever taken, especially like yin yoga and meditation, is called Kind Space, KYND. Oof. Just look up pictures. That studio is sexy. Like, it is underground. It's kind of like cave-like, very dim lighting, really, really talented and educated yoga teachers. Is really special. It's really special. It was far away from me, from Alfama where I was, but I made sure I did the 40-minute walk to just go to a class. That's how good it was. And it was on ClassPass if you wanted to do it. But I highly recommend Kind Space, KYND, if you're a yogi or you like to do meditation classes or breathwork classes. Another hot take, I always like to give the hot take of where to find a good bathroom in the city. Anywhere you are, anywhere you go in Lisbon, if you need to go to the bathroom and you want it to be nice, go to Honest Greens. Honest Greens is so good. It's so delicious. Oh my God, if you want a good salad. And some of them have really good views, but they always, always, always have nice bathrooms. So nice bathrooms, Honest Greens. But yeah, everything else will kind of be in the show notes. I'll leave, more detailed tips. Highly recommend what we were talking about. Yak and Yeti. Yak and fucking Yeti. If you want like really good hospitality, incredible cheap food. And yeah, they were just giving us shots by the end of it. Every time we went in, they were giving us shots. And they like let us bring in our own bottle of wine and like half drinking tequila. Just like, they're just fucking chill. I love Yak and Yeti. And just Lisbon, yeah, that was a very, very special place. It's really, really easy to live in and really easy to make friends. And it'll always definitely have a place in my heart. It's my first place that I felt like I could have a community and actually date abroad. That was amazing. I met a really, really good guy from there too. So, okay, everything else will be in the show notes. And I just want to end on some of the voices of my friends all living there. And I'm recording now in Thailand. I'll record a little special episode on Thailand. And next I'm headed to Bali to visit my coach and all the people I've been connecting with online that's in my coaching program. So that'll be fun. But for now, obrigada, Lisbon. You've been so fun. You were so, so special. And we'll end on the notes with my friends' voices. Cheers, y'all. What kind of lover is Lisbon?
Lover?
This is Andrea.
Ooh, He's someone I didn't like at first, but I'm actually seeing a lot of potential in him.
Okay.
Yeah, he surprised me.
Yeah. Okay. So that was my similar answer. I said Lisbon is the slow love, and it builds and it builds, and they're like, oh wait, I dig. But you might not have noticed him at first at the bar. He's very healthy.
Hey y'all! Hey y'all! I'm Vasco from Portugal. So it grows on you. It's definitely not perfect. It has a lot of flaws, but it kind of makes it like it kind of adds to it. These flaws. It's not like a deal breaker or anything. You grow, like you learn to love those flaws, and everything else is very good. You recognize it's not perfect. Or a lover, actually. It's not perfect, it has a lot of flaws. But you're still tempted by it, you're still intrigued. You still want to get to know more. And you like what you learn from getting to know Lisbon more. Despite all its flaws, it has a lot to give.
Okay. Amy, what kind of lover is Lisbon?
Oh, that's a hard question to be put. Okay, like soft, gentle, and passionate.
Wow.
It's not like big energy. It's like slow, sensual, considerate. Yeah.
That's good.
Like lovemaking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go on.
That escalated. Okay, Flavia, your question is, what kind of lover is Lisbon?
What kind of lover? He's fun, but like also very spontaneous. No, we're gonna go with spontaneous. Spontaneous because you don't know where things will go. Things could either go really calm, really chill. Things could also go very chaotic, depending on where you go. Spontaneous lover.
What kind of lover is Lisboa?
It is an early one where you like it and there's a sentimental value of it already, even though it's only been a short amount of time. But you know something's going to happen in the future. And there's just kind of this like homely feel towards it. It feels like there's still way more to explore and way more to feel, but it's a positive and it's very hopeful feeling.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
From Ireland.
From Ireland.
Miss Ireland, what kind of lover is Lisbon?
Ooh, I think the Lisbon lover is someone that's adventurous, but also very caring.
Okay.
They want you to experience everything. Like, they're going to take you for a ride, but they're also going to make sure you're okay at night. They're going to, like, tuck you in and be like, here's your glass of wine.
Okay.
Hope you had a good
So
time.
Lisbon's fun, but safe and comfortable.
Oh yeah, like being like a female solo traveler, I've never felt so safe in a country by myself. Like I'll be walking home at 1 a.m. by myself and I'm like, this is fine, like everything is good, but like the people are so caring as well. So if I ever did feel like, oh, I need to talk to someone, I could like walk up to anybody on the street and they'd be like, yeah, we'll get you home, like no problem. And like everyone's like, you should go here, like experience it. Like people want you to experience the city. And like I think that's what Lisbon is like.
Lisbon's the lover that orders you the Uber.
Yes, that is like the perfect way of doing it. That's how we're ending the day. You're going home safe. And you're like,
My name's Michelle.
Okay. What kind of lover is Lisbon?
I would say Lisbon is sexy and no, he's a giver, not a taker. Mm-hmm. And he's hot.
Yeah. Conventionally hot?
Not really. He's quite short and hairy.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a little bit hairy. Yeah.
He's big dick energy though. Okay, favorite day in Lisbon, go.
Ooh, favorite day in Lisbon. You know what? In a sentimental way, I'd actually say that it was the first day that we went to the beach because that was my first weekend here.
Yeah.
Because that's when I was like, oh, okay, like I know I'm here now. I'm not just like a tourist in a city. I'm actually going to live like a normal, well, not normal, but I'm going to live a relatively normal life and actually do wholesome things. So, I mean, yeah, just when the three of us went to the beach, me, Marie, Vasco, I obviously met Vasco for the first time as well. I mean, I was a typical Brit, and I got pissed, and these guys didn't get too pissed, and I was just drunk on my own, just asking for ciggies off random people. But yeah, that was a nice first memory. That's the festival, like obviously, been getting at it, a bit pissed, and then I'm talking to Marie as I'm trying to go to bed, And yeah, I'm like literally got my pants by my ankles, and then 2 silverfish come out of my pants. And like silverfish are known for loving moisture, so they've been in my crotch. Like so they've been loving it in there. And that was weird, but it was when you're that pissed, you just don't realise what you're doing, so you just look at them and go, all right, okay, that's normal. We'll pause it there.
The day we went to Sisimba was nice.
That wasn't rare.
That was really.
I like that.
It's because it turned from the worst.
Oh god, yeah, it's horrible.
The worst day to the best day. But I'm glad I came because I woke up in the morning and was like not feeling good. But I was like, right, no, I'm going to get a taxi to your house, and by the time I get there, I was like, if I feel rubbish by the time I get there, then I won't come. And I got there and was like, no, I'm feeling all right. And I got in Vashka's car, and then like made it literally 3/4 of the way, so close to being there. And I was like, I feel good. I'm going to be able to get in the kayak. Like, I'm fine. It was just like...
We're late to the kayak, by the way. Like, really late.
And then we had to stop the car, and Tom saved me.
I don't get it shit on me.
Which was very much appreciated.
Oh no, it wasn't, because I could see like the struggle.
Yeah, for a certain point, I looked up this road and was like, that's me. That's my destiny. And then, yeah, thank God we didn't get in the kayak. I didn't get in the kayak.
Yeah.
It was a wise choice. It turned out the kayaking experience wasn't what it was meant to be.
No, you know what?
So, and we had
One enemy in Portugal. We made one good enemy in Portugal. The kayaking man.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hates us.
And
Marjan. Unless she's listening. Yeah, Tom has 2 enemies in Portugal. And that day was actual chaos. Like, Amy almost shit her pants. I fell off of kayak. I got my head butted. And then we made it. The waiter also hated us. Yep. And then we had the most incredible sunset.
Yeah.
The most incredible sunset.
It was good with the chaos because it was funny. Because like it was like if you don't laugh, you cry kind of thing. Like you know, it all went shit, but it was a good shit. Like and we all got on with it. And then yeah, obviously we didn't do the kayaking. That was a massive fail. We got around the fucking moat. And then all gave up because like, obviously Marie banged her head, and then like I mean me and Michelle were in the. I think
actually look like a sporting team.
no, we genuinely were like in sync and like we were going for it. And she's got fucking more arms than me. Like it's embarrassing that she benches way more than me. Yeah, so that was good. Get your cock out.
Get your cock out.
Cock on the block.
But I think like every day was good. You know, like it's hard to say one was better than the other. Like every day was like had good things.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say this was better than the other.
You're enjoying
like,
the moment.
And here like you're enjoying all the moments together at once.
Yeah.
So for that reason I'll say today.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
Mic drop.